How good was that? World live premiere right here at the Attitude Awards 2015. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Attitude Trust, a special welcome to our dignitaries, our finalists, families and friends, and sponsors, and to everyone at home. Wonderful to have you with us. That song you just heard is Long White Cloud, produced especially for World Disability Day. It's a theme that reminds us next year is a big year with the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. And in the tradition of all great initiatives led by the Attitude Group, the recording was a collaboration with Mike Chun of the Play It Strange Trust and his former Split End bandmates Neil and Tim Finn, you might have heard of them, donated their recording studio. As always, we have a busy night ahead. 24 finalists across 8 awards are with us this evening, and we'll end the night with the announcement of the Supreme winner and our Hall of Fame recipient. Right now, though, would you please welcome my co-host, the fabulous Miss Lily Harper.
I'd like to say I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful night. And it's time for the Children's Award.
Our first award, the Junior Award. Thank you, Lily.
You're welcome.
Presenting the Junior Awards is Paula Thompson. Accompanying Paula is guest presenter, Paralympic athletes and Attitude colleague Cameron Leslie.
It is an honour and privilege to be here tonight presenting the Junior Award on behalf of Barfoot and Thompson. Family values are at the very heart of our company, just like they are of the Attitude Awards. As a family, we applaud success and achievement, and tonight, as part of the Attitude Awards family, we celebrate the wonderful triumphs of some truly inspiring people.
It's great to be here amongst such an esteemed company. I'd like to congratulate all of the finalists and nominees for that matter, actually. It's awesome to see the work you guys are doing out amongst the community and sort of, I guess, just living a normal life, even though you have a disability. It's awesome to see so many people just getting on with things. With respect to this award, I'd like to just congratulate the finalists and just say how awesome it is to see such young people with such awesome attitudes towards life. And with that being said, the finalists are.
At just 13, Nicholas Brocklebank is an experienced, tireless fundraiser. Across 6 years, he's published 2 cookbooks and raised $10,000 for the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
Since I've got muscular dystrophy, I know what it feels like, and I know other people out there are worse than me, and I'd like to help them.
Nick lives with a severe, progressive form of muscular dystrophy. His latest fundraising campaign saw Nick jumping on a bike. When he started his quest, he couldn't ride more than 1 kilometre because of pain and fatigue. After months of grueling training and a broken ankle, Nick completed the 18-kilometre Red Race Day and raised another $1,600 for his favourite charity.
It tastes good.
In his 6 years, Dookie King has faced many challenges. It takes courage for him simply to go out in his community.
Sometimes other kids notice me. I don't like getting stared at me. I just tell them it's fun.
Burned on 75% of his body after a car fire, he's undergone dozens of surgeries. Starting school this year at Mohaka Primary meant entering a whole new world. Going beyond his familiar world of home, marae and school is Dookie's biggest challenge, and his family is behind him all the way.
Whatever's happening around us, he'll get stuck into it. He's just determined to live life normally.
If I've had a bad day, I tell my parents what happened, and then I just forget about it. And then I hope the next day I have a good day.
Maya Frederick Berg was born with the debilitating condition spinal muscular atrophy.
I put my imagination to use by writing stories. There you go. Thank you. You're welcome. If you have a good imagination, I guess you could do anything with your stories.
At school, Maya's received merit awards for her leadership and positivity.
My goal is to be a pop star, and if I don't reach that goal, my backup job could be like designing computer things.
And the winner of the Attitude Junior Award is Nicholas Brocklebank.
I'd just like to say thank you to everyone who made this possible. I really did not think this would happen tonight. And thanks to Attitude to celebrate all the people with disabilities, what they achieve. Thank you.
It's great to see him winning, and congratulations to all our finalists who have done such a great job. Lily, would you like to introduce the next awards?
Yes, the Youth Award.
Here to present the award, Pam Sharp, trustee of the Wayne Francis Charitable Trust, and she's accompanied by former youth and Supreme winner Robbie Francis. Robbie is a fantastic role model for our finalists. She's been working at Attitude while also conducting PhD research into the experiences of people with disabilities during armed conflict and war.
Good evening. On behalf of the Wayne Francis Charitable Trust in Christchurch, it's our pleasure to be involved in these awards. Tonight we celebrate 3 inspiring young people and their commitment to our society to make this a better place. To all 3 finalists, I say you are all amazing. You have all demonstrated that you are incredibly selfless in how you spend your time, especially how you work with young people to ensure all our young citizens have the rights expected within a decent society. You're making a difference and we salute you.
6 years ago, I had the great privilege of being awarded the 2009 Attitude Youth Award. And I didn't know it at the time, but this would become a defining moment in my journey as a human rights advocate. Not only does the Youth Award provide the winner with significant financial backing, there are 3 young women who have asked themselves, how can I make the world a safer and more inclusive place for all people, regardless of disability or ability? These are our future leaders. And the finalists are
Catherine McBride makes Wellington an even more interesting place through her acting, dancing and performing.
2, 3, 4.
She's currently a member of JDK, a hip-hop dance group that aims to challenge people's perception of disability through dance.
Catherine, what are you good at?
Hip-hop, basketball.
I think you're really good at helping people.
Yeah.
She's a member of Active Activists, a youth group for people with intellectual disabilities who identify issues they want to change in their community.
It's really hard for you to cry?
Yeah, I really have.
Catherine also volunteers 4 hours a week at Kibosh. She helps to sort and distribute food to different charities in need. From an early age, Rachel Berry has fought for the rights of deaf youth. At 14, she set up her first deaf youth group in Christchurch. At 18, she moved to Auckland to work for Deaf Aotearoa. Now she's studying for a bachelor's degree in health and social development.
And now that I've grown and I have that deaf awareness, I know where I fit. And so the fact that I can help them to contribute and know where they belong in the world is really cool.
This year, the 20-year-old represented New Zealand at the World Federation of the Deaf Youth Camp in Turkey. Rachel is now planning her own organisation for deaf and hard-of-hearing youth. It'll come as no surprise that confident 15-year-old student Muskan Dirta is the youngest New Zealander to deliver a TEDx speech. Muskan was 4 years old when her family moved from India to New Zealand. As an immigrant child living with hemiplegia and vision impairment and learning a new language, Muskan needed to be resilient.
In order to be happy, you need to accept yourself as you are. Like, I wasn't happy when I was young. Through my experience, I realized that to interact with other people, I got to be myself first and be happy with myself.
She began writing about her experiences. Teachers use her stories to help students struggling with identity issues.
Achieve, dream, and achieve some more. So now I ask you, what do you want from life?
She donated the $2,500 raised from the book to the Starship Children's Hospital. As a way to mark her 15th birthday, Muskan targeted kids who go to school hungry. Her efforts funded 150 primary school students to have breakfast for an entire term.
And the winner of the Attitude Youth Award is Muskan Defter.
It's okay.
Okay. Hi. I am very humbled and privileged to be standing here again tonight. I would like to thank all the people that have made this possible, my friends, my family, my awesome school, Westlake Girls High School. I'll be a Westlaker for life. And yeah, I can tell some of you went to Westlake. And my brother, a special mention to him for being my backbone, the guy who's dancing. Thank you.
Here to entertain you, Special Olympian Sam Muir-Jones and Jonathan Usher. Jonathan, tell us your and Sam's story.
So I got a call just after last year's awards asking if I'd be willing to teach Sam a little bit of magic that he could perform while he's in Los Angeles at the World Games, and obviously to perform something for you and the people at home tonight.
We look forward to it. Take it away.
Thank you very much. So ladies and gentlemen, Sam is going to try and do something amazing. That balloon he is holding, he is going to try to swallow it in one go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to get you to do is I'm going to get you to help him. When Sam starts to swallow the balloon, I'd like you to start clapping. The further, not yet, the further the balloon goes down his throat, the louder I'd like you to get. And if he does swallow the whole balloon, would you give him a huge cheer? Because this is a big thing for Sam. Before we do this though, Sam, do you want to show them some balloon modelling? Yeah. Do it. Perfect. Let's go, folks. Round of applause for Sam. This is it, folks. It's working. He's getting it. Awesome, Sam. Here we go. How was that, folks? Alrighty.
Probably full of air right now. But is there something you'd like to say to Jonathan?
Say thanks for your help.
Good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, please, another round of applause for Jonathan and Sam. Well done. Our next award is to a person who unselfishly thinks of others. Someone making a difference in the community while living with their own challenges. Sponsoring the Making a Difference Award is the Ministry of Health, represented by the Director General of Health, Chai Chua, and co-presenting Katrina Williams. Katrina established the Catwalk Spinal Cord Injury Trust, also doing magnificent work.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. The Ministry of Health is proud to sponsor this award, which recognizes those who have provided disabled people the opportunity for participation in the areas of sports, recreation, employment, and the arts.
In my eyes, doing things is far more important than having things. And when you add doing things for others, you have an exceptional individual. Tonight's finalists in this category are:
When you're raising a young family, you often have to put your own interests on hold. Brett Roscoe decided his whole family should become involved in his passion. Brett's given 30 years to supporting Special Olympics. He started when he was 13. He's still there every weekend running coaching sessions. And his kids now volunteer too.
What I get out from Special Olympics is great friends, relationship with the athletes and my family and other coaches.
He's been a tireless fundraiser for Special Olympics, and he's inspired people to try activities they never thought they could do. If there's one word that drives Rachel Callender's photography, it's pride.
When I'm photographing children, my main focus is to capture their personality. The hope is to encourage people to see that beauty, to change the language around disability, to give hope to families who are experiencing this new way of parenthood.
Rachel's taken hundreds of photos of children with disabilities. Her book sold all over the world and led to a role as an international advocate for parents. She's delivered a TEDx talk and speaks to medical and educational groups.
And they're changing their own thinking and how they describe and talk about prognosis.
Rachel's own daughter was born with a rare genetic condition. Evie was just 2 years old when she passed away.
I loved photographing Evie and showing other people, you know, this is my daughter, I'm so proud of her, and putting her on my wall and celebrating her.
Kids who play together stay together. That's the simple philosophy of Janet McVeigh Recreation. Kerry O'Hara took over the business, the dying wish of the organisation's founder. She's maintained the wide range of camps and after-school programs, sticking to a policy that all children are welcome regardless of disability.
What I want to see come out of what we do is kids in the community being social, smiles, making friendships.
Kerry's expanded the operation and now helps young people to go flatting. She uses her own home as a halfway house for young people with disabilities.
I think everybody has a right to have goals, passion, a job, a flat, friends, you know, and to be with others who absolutely love them.
And ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Making a Difference Award for 2015 is Rachel Callender.
This is just the most incredible honour, and just looking around the room, I don't see disability, I just see so much potential, ability, and just total awesomeness. This is our daughter Evie's legacy, and that song just made us cry so much because we just knew that if she was still alive today, there is such an amazing community of support that celebrates potential, and the Attitude Awards is such an integral part of that, and we are just so honoured to be here, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for this honour.
It's the perfect time then to move to the Courage in Sport Award, sponsored by Westpac once again. Would you please welcome to the stage our guest presenter, the Honourable Nikki Wagner, Minister for Disability Issues, and here to present the award on behalf of Westpac, Leanne Lazarus.
Good evening. Westpac's incredibly proud of our support for the Attitude Awards, continuing an 8-year-long friendship that has been founded on the shared passion of celebrating New Zealanders achieving amazing things. The stories of the incredible finalists tonight are a reminder of what we can achieve if we have the courage to dream.
Tonight is a night of real celebration, and a night where we recognise the courage of people who embrace life with all its challenges, with energy and enthusiasm and commitment. And the finalists are...
Getting on the court, it's pretty exciting. Going out there with the whole team, and we get goosebumps and that, especially, I guess, playing against other countries as well. So I never thought that that was going to happen anytime soon.
4 years ago, this was Cody Everson, 15 years old and newly disabled after a school rugby injury. Roll on to 2015. Today, Cody is a talented member of the New Zealand Wheel Blacks. He's represented New Zealand internationally and uses the confidence he's gained to motivate others.
I don't think life's over when you have an accident. It's a bit more of a beginning. It's what you do after it which really defines what sort of person you are, and that's what I've found. I haven't let it stop me.
Otis Horn has a strong sense of adventure. He started sailing at the age of 13 and within months was sailing solo.
My fear is being in water. So sailing is part of
trying to conquer that fear.
Born with spina bifida, Otis has endured 9 major surgeries and 1 major fall while sailing.
I went sailing from Wellington to Nelson, and on the 8th day I broke my leg. On the 10th day I skippered the boat into Nelson, then went straight to hospital, found out my leg was broken in 3.
In 2015, he sailed solo across the Cook Strait, an 11-hour journey confronting 4-metre swells in his 3.5-metre boat. Selwyn Jensen is a classic Kiwi bloke and was a champion shearer before a car accident left him tetraplegic. Selwyn's high level of injury means he needs 4 carers to look after him. Sport represents independence.
I actually enjoy the speed, and I'm in charge of myself and the challenge. I like to be able to keep up with other cyclists.
Initially, Selwyn took up wheelchair rugby. These days, hand cycling is his passion. He's entered cycling events all over the North Island.
My life philosophy is to shove as much in while you're here. Don't take life for granted, just enjoy it.
And the winner is Otis Horn.
Where are they? I'd just like to say thank you to my parents, for one, Sailability Hawke's Bay Trust, the Kenners, Mark and Katie, my friends that are watching on the live stream, and yeah, all the friends, family and supporters that I've met over the years. Cool.
Congratulations, Otis. If you ask anybody what they expect out of life, a job is surely a top priority. Job seekers with a disability face more challenges than most, and tonight we celebrate champions, employers who offered opportunities rather than obstacles. Presenting the award, would you please welcome ACC Chief Customer Officer Sid Miller, accompanied by a woman who's a personal inspiration, a TV presenter who's recently developed her own personal relationship with ACC. Would you please welcome my colleague Susan Wood.
And yes, he's right. I do have a special relationship with ACC, and we've actually talked about it already. What an amazing crowd here tonight. I'm so proud to be here. Now, I was going to tell you a story about my year this year, but I don't want you to get down on me because I'm talking, so I'm clearly fine. But I fell down some stairs. I was unconscious for about a month, I think. I don't really remember it. My lovely little niece found me, and the long story is quite short, really. I had to learn to walk again. I had to learn to talk again. I had to learn my son's names again. Probably had to learn my own name again, actually, and read books. But the amazing thing is that through the months this year, that happened in January, I've come out the other side and I'm feeling pretty normal.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, we all have potential, but potential needs opportunity. And for opportunity, employers play an absolutely crucial role. As employers, we can create those opportunities for people with disabilities to realise that potential that they all have. What you'll see now are the finalists who've really set that example.
When hotel manager Olivier Lacroix took over Wellington's CQ Hotel, he decided to shake things up. In his homeland of France, 1 in 20 staff must be a person with a disability. He set that as his goal.
So, we finished here? How many rooms booked tonight?
Tonight, we have 100 rooms booked.
We want it to be more inclusive and it works well.
His personal assistant is a wheelchair user. There are 2 deaf waiting staff and 1 deaf housekeeper. Now he's looking to expand his staff to 15 people with disabilities. All the hotel staff have been trained in New Zealand Sign Language. This year he trialled a menu in sign language.
And we discovered that we were the first ever restaurant in New Zealand to provide a menu with sign language. We were overwhelmed by the number of people who were coming to our restaurants that we decided to keep it momentarily. And we need to encourage other organizations to do the same.
Diversity has long been on the ANZ agenda, but in the past year, the bank has introduced practical strategies to make the organisation more attractive to job seekers with disabilities.
20% of the population has an impairment of some form, and as a large bank and a large employer, we're servicing that community, so it's only appropriate that your staff reflect what your community looks like.
ANZ has 8,500 staff, 600 are now men and women with impairments.
It's fantastic to have the job. It's a wonderful experience. Love the opportunities it's providing me.
My dream is that I know Auckland University produces the best abilities grads. I want them to phone us first before they go anywhere else. That's where I want to be.
This is a company that pulls together. Genera is a biosecurity and pest management company. General Manager Gavin Smales puts disability to the side when he seeks new workers in the Hawke's Bay.
It's about whether they can do the job or not. That's all that we ask.
People just not willing to give me a chance. All they can see is that I've lost part of my arm. And that's what Gav has given me, the opportunity to prove myself that I can do the job.
Dyslexia had made it hard for Callan Jennings to find work. Then he was introduced to Gavin.
I wouldn't have this job without Gav. His compassion, his understanding.
Gavin's belief in them has given these men a greater sense of self-worth.
Well, they're not a very emotional bunch. When I did tell them that they had a job, a smile on their face, they didn't need to say much.
Wow, congratulations to all of you. But in particular, to Olivier for CQ Hotels in Wellington.
Thank you very much. I prepared a speech, but I'm very humble, and I would like to thank ACC, Walkbridge, who I know they're with us tonight. Thank you. And many more people, and especially the CQ team and all our guests. This is all for us. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Lily, have you changed?
Yes, I have.
You've come to the awards with 2 dresses. My co-host, Lily Harper, ladies and gentlemen. Would you like to introduce the next award then?
Okay.
What is it?
The Spirit of Attitude Awards?
Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, the Spirit of Attitude Award. This award is sponsored by Drake Maddox and presented to someone who epitomises the positive spirit we seek to promote through the Attitude television series. To announce the winner, would you please welcome National Manager Gai Barton and Philip Tatorangi, who knows all about attitude.
Good evening, everybody. Drake Maddox provides support and care for people with a range of disabilities across New Zealand. We hope that our continued involvement with the Attitude Awards helps showcase to all what is possible with the right attitude, self-belief, and hard work. Each nominee here tonight has made their mark by fanning those tiny sparks of possibility, turning their goals and dreams into reality.
He hone he korore ki tatua, he maungarong ki te whenua, he whakaro pai ki ngā tangata katoa. Te whare tu nei tēnā koe ngā tāne, ngā wahine, ngā tamariki. Tēnā koutou, kia ora ngā tātou katoa. Ladies and gentlemen, it is such an honour to be here and to echo Susan's words. What a wonderful evening. I am along here with my wife this evening, and we are rookies at the Attitude Awards. but definitely will not be here for our very last time. And I guess it's ironic on an evening like this evening, where some of us might have picked up the news a little bit earlier today, across the Pacific Ocean, where some heinous acts have been performed in a facility that fosters people with disability, that we are here down in the South Pacific at such a grand evening, celebrating people with amazing courage, amazing spirit. And for those that are the finalists in the Spirit of the Year Award,
I am space very ST stubborn.
Nick Chisholm's life and his physical body are testament to his phenomenal strength of character. 15 years ago, Nick sustained a serious head injury playing rugby. It left him with locked-in syndrome. Determined to rehabilitate, he took up bodybuilding. Initially, it took 5 therapists just to help him stand. He trained 3 hours every day. The outcome? A ripped physique. In 2014, he won the New Zealand Wheelchair Bodybuilding Champs. Nick also helps organise an annual tennis-side rugby tournament. This year, more than $11,000 was raised for the New Zealand Rugby Foundation's Seriously Injured Player Fund. Sean Prendeville may look like any 15-year-old boy, but this gutsy teenager has waited 5 long years to be well enough to get back to the sports he loves.
I've got so many things that I want to do and try. I'm a lot more confident, and I've really come to terms with my whole leg and everything.
Diagnosed at the age of 10 with an aggressive osteocarcinoma in his right leg, he spent 2 years in hospital. Much of that time he was in isolation as doctors treated a rare life-threatening blood disorder, a reaction to the chemotherapy. Sean was then confronted with complex surgery. The middle section of his leg was amputated, and in a process known as rotationplasty, surgeons reattached his foot backwards. His ankle became his new knee.
I've got this end result that is just superb.
Singing is everything. I love it. It's what I do when I'm sad, it's what I do when I'm happy, it's what I do when I'm having a bad day, and it's what I do when I'm having a great day.
Smart and sassy, Ailsa Lipscomb excelled in the education system. A Fulbright scholar, she now helps other students with disabilities to succeed.
I volunteer by helping out here at Victoria University doing proofreading for students with dyslexia and dyspraxia.
Ailsa lives with a nerve condition, complex regional pain syndrome, that's resulted in vision loss.
The primary challenges come from the physical limitations of a pain condition that also causes like muscle deterioration and mobility problems. So music has always been what I've enjoyed. It's played a massive role in my life.
And the winner of the Spirit of Attitude Award is Nick Chisholm.
I space W A S space E X T R extremely S U R surprised T O space G E get space N O nominated A N and S E E feel very H U humbled T O space W I win A S space Y O U can C I M space N O not space M much of A space T A shortcut.
can't read your handwriting. I'd like to thank all my friends and family for their support throughout my journey. I'd especially like to thank my amazing physio, Mark Shirley. I want to thank Phil and Ange from Sky Fitness Dunedin for providing me with the tin. And finally, I'd like to thank my stunning, smouldering wife, Nicola, for everything that she does for me. Without her, I'd be struggling.
Thank you very much. Y-O-U-O and only L-I live O and once B but I space W-A was L-U lucky enough T2 space G-E get A space S-E second chance.
We now recognise the creative spirit. The Artistic Achievement Award is given to an artist who shows excellence in his or her chosen field. Sponsoring this award is IHC Foundation, and joining us to make the presentation tonight, Mike Chun of the Play It Strange Trust with IHC representative Tony Shaw.
The IHC Foundation has supported people with disabilities to get involved in art, both visual and performance. We have made grants in excess of $500,000 to ensure that people with disability, particularly those with an intellectual disability, have real opportunities for creative expression.
We hear the word creative used a lot, but for me the word is imagination. And here in this room tonight, a room where there is much greatness, there are people with imagination that they bring it to the fore, no matter how high the barriers. And so with this award, the finalists are.
It's kind of like you see an aspect of yourself that maybe you haven't seen before.
Art has always been at the core of who Julia Jackson is. Several years after graduating from the Elam School of Fine Arts, an accident resulted in her total loss of sight. After a period of trauma and depression, it took enormous determination to regain her artistic vocation.
I have quite a clear idea in my head, but then as I'm working, usually that changes. It just evolves.
As a young boy, Salem Fox struggled to find focus. Dance has transformed him into a young man who achieves distinction in his exams. Although only 15, he's already performed 4 times with the Royal New Zealand Ballet.
I think dance has helped me a lot with my Asperger's. Before I was 4, I didn't talk. I would communicate by hitting and screaming, and I found that with dance, that helped a lot with its discipline. It helped in keeping me focused. Over to the bar, spread out.
Salem teaches and is a popular role model for young dancers. His blog, Ballet Boy NZ, is used as a resource at the London Boys Ballet School.
Dancing is my life, really. I live, breathe and eat dancing.
Yaniv Jensen has already exhibited his paintings in 5 countries. Diagnosed on the autism spectrum as a child, Yaniv's painting has helped him with communication. Yaniv's book, Changing the World One Painting at a Time, was adopted by UNESCO as a resource for teachers. The aim? To raise awareness of the contributions of people living with disabilities. Yaniv's paintings have an environmental or social message.
The painting is about everybody's livings. Rich and middle class and poor. So life is much easier for some people, but life is much harder for some people. My dream is to be a famous painter.
And the winner of the Attitude Artistic Achievement Award is Salem Fox.
Okay, wow. I'm very honoured to receive this award, and must thank, and I'll thank all the people who have helped me along with my with just my journey and dancing. And I like to be quite different, quite quirky, and I think that Asperger's is not so much a disability, but it's almost an ability, because it helps me think outside the square, and it really comes out in my dancing. Thank you.
With such depth of talent, sport performer is always one of the toughest categories to award. Judges have to factor in performances in the past 12 months, the depth of field that each athlete faces, and the sheer magnitude of their national and international achievements. And it's fair to say the judges found this year a particular challenge.
At Invacare, we believe in making life's experiences possible. It is this shared value that endears us to the Attitude Awards, when again this evening we are seeing so many life experiences being made possible. Invacare believe that everyone, regardless of their ability, should be able to achieve whatever they put their mind to.
Our Paralympic athletes have continued to inspire and excite with performances that regularly redefine the boundaries of what we see as possibility. They don't have time to worry about what doesn't work. They focus on what does, and by Christ did they do it exceptionally well. We think about that they overcome disabilities. They don't overcome disabilities, they just overcome an obstacle, and that's a universal message that resonates with every single audience. They just happen to do it in a unique form called sport. And the finalists are...
Here comes Mary Fisher. It's a new championship record for Mary Fisher.
At the IPC Swimming World Championships in Glasgow this year, Mary Fisher claimed 5 medals, 3 gold and 2 silver.
Swimming's definitely made me a lot more confident as a person. I think from kind of a young teenager when I couldn't do the same kind of things as some of my friends in the same ways, then swimming has taught me a lot about problem solving and just getting through tough times.
She won a gold medal in world record time at the London Paralympics in 2012 and is on track to secure more medals next year in Rio. Mary is studying for a Bachelor of Arts degree and plans to do postgraduate work in language therapy. She mentors young blind students and is a regular performer at the Wellington Community Choir. Paralympic shooter Mike Johnson's a legend. He's been world #1 since 2004. This year, the marksman reinforced his dominance with consistent performances at all international competitions against large fields. In 2015, he delivered a clean sweep, 6 gold medals. He holds the world title in not 1 but 2 target shooting categories. Mike won his first Paralympic gold in Athens 2004. His control and precision are remarkable given his high level of paralysis.
I still feel as though there's more potential for me as well as an athlete and grown as a person. But with this sport, it's really opened my eyes and allowed me to go and do things that I could never have dreamed of.
Mike aims to add 2 more Paralympic medals to his haul, first from the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. For 8 years, Sophie Pascoe has been the one to beat, the swimmer holding 5 long course world records.
The biggest thing for me is overcoming my challenges that I set for myself. I always set myself very high standards, and once I achieve those, then yeah, success comes with it.
At the 2015 IPC World Swimming Champs in Glasgow, she won 3 gold, 1 silver and 2 bronze medals.
But a gold medal for Sophie Pascoe.
Sophie was just 15 when she competed at the 2008 Beijing Paralympic Games.
What changed my whole career was winning at 15 years old. You can easily win once, but to retain a title, it's much harder.
Sophie still trains 14 sessions a week on top of studying at the Hagley School of Fashion. and she'll be defending her titles in Rio in 2016.
And the winner of the Attitude Sport Performer of the Year award is Michael Johnson.
First, I'd just like to say thank you very much. I'm really humbled to win this award. Also, want to thank Paralympics New Zealand for all their support, and High Performance Sport New Zealand as well for supporting me as well. Just want to have a big shout out to my dad. You know, he's been here supporting me, so it's cool. Thanks.
And thanks to Invacare for their continued sponsorship of the award. It's time now for the People's Choice Award. These are the awards that you choose. Who better to ask now to come out than Tanya?
AttitudeLive.com is our online community. And tonight, as you've heard, we've been live streaming these awards for the first time. And that's thanks to New Zealand On Air. The Attitude audience has been able to vote for their favourite finalist. And the voting closed at lunchtime today with over 40,000 votes. That's pretty amazing, right? And the winner, oh that's nice, it's a big check, is Sean Prendeville. Congratulations, Sean.
Thank you. I'm very humbled to be here, and it's a real honour to have this award. I sort of, this award means a lot to me because my friend Matt is still going through the same thing. He was my buddy back in hospital. Just never give up with, you know, what you almost set out as goals. Yeah, just keep going, and thank you.
And now to the prestigious Attitude Hall of Fame, supported by the Lion Foundation. Who better, we thought, to read the citation than former Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Dame Jenny Shipley, who's joined by Lion Foundation trustee Simon White to tell us about our newest Hall of Fame inductee.
It's a privilege for the Lion Foundation to have been supporting these awards for nearly 8 years now. I'm delighted to announce that the inductee for 2015 for the Attitude Hall of Fame is Gary Williams.
For 40 years, Gary Williams has resolutely pursued his quest to make the world a better place for disabled people and to reframe disability from tragedy and burden to acceptance and vision. He was born with cerebral palsy and taught himself to write with his feet. His first job was in a sheltered workshop. He was given a job putting adhesive labels on ice cream containers. But because of his physical restrictions, he could only manage 5 or 6 labels a day, and he was deemed as unproductive. He says he was set up to fail, and indeed I would have been overproductive if the job had required cerebral dexterity. And so it proved with his story. Gary taught himself to program computers. He became proficient in 20 different languages. In the 1980s, he studied computer science at Victoria University, where he found his niche. He worked with GNS Science, a government subsidiary, for 17 years as a software developer. Though he is speech impaired, Gary has never been afraid to use his voice to create change. For Gary was chosen as the leader of the New Zealand delegation that negotiated the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, the first disabled person involved at UN level. When they went on stage to sign that convention at the United Nations, the New Zealand delegation received a 5-minute standing ovation. Gary Williams is truly a man of action.
I actually stand here on the shoulders of giants, people who I've had the privilege to work with for 45 years, and most of them, some of them have passed on, so I remember them and their contributions so that I can make a contribution. I also acknowledge my lovely wife, Ruth, who I also think about the wonderful young people that we've met tonight. My hope that I've built a good foundation that you can work off.
Time to announce the judges' choice for the Attitude ACC Supreme Award. The winner of the Attitude ACC Supreme Award will take away $1,000 in travel thanks to our supporter Air New Zealand. Sponsor of the Supreme Award is ACC, and presenting this award, the Minister of ACC, the Honourable Nikki Kaye. Accompanying her as our guest presenter, Mr. Manu Vatuvei.
Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. I was trying to sum up the night. It's about heart and soul and character. And anybody who is here and who is watching at home can see the most beautiful people and their soul come through. And it's in the speeches, but it's in the works that they do.
Hello everyone. I'd just like to say how truly honoured I am to be here tonight. I was sitting there and I was looking at all the videos and I was trying to hold my tears back because of all my makeup, so I didn't want to stand up here looking bad. But I'd just like to say that congratulations to all the winners and all the nominees. You should be proud of yourself with everything you have achieved. Let's have a look at all our finalists. Thank you.
Well, it is an incredible honour to announce that the Attitude ACC Supreme Award winner is Muskindefter.
I just quickly want to say thank you, Attitude ACC. I am privileged to be holding this golden lady in my hand. I know I will walk home with lots of love and pride in my heart tonight. Thank you very much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful night of Kiwi celebration. We're determined to end on a patriotic note and to honour all the disabled men, women and children who live in Aotearoa. It's time to join us all in the closing waiata, Long White Cloud. Join in, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice job, guys.
Attitude was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.